this week's episode of Nothing Major. Sam, you almost killed our little brown dog.
Next thing you know, she's like over in the living room, like, oh, it looks like she's like regurgitating. It's like, oh no. Hottest guy on tour, Tommy Paul.
See what?
Hottest guy on tour, Tommy Paul.
You think Tommy's the hottest guy on tour? Is this your underrated guy?
Odd segue there. We're talking tennis.
I cramp. I'll never forget this. I'm going to hit the volley, and my forearm, as soon as I go to hit the volley, it cramped. That was a horrible experience.
Is it time to get to the real meat and bones?
The big match that the whole world's been talking about.
It was a bloodbath.
Sam's movement is just shocking right now. This is incredible. All right, guys, welcome back to Nothing Major. I'm John Isner here. I'm, of course, joined with Sam Query, Steve Johnson, and Jack Sock, and Charlie Fox, our executive producer, and his team at SIFT. Okay, everyone, it's the Dallas Open week. It's new first year here in Dallas as a 500 event, and it's the Rotterdam indoor event going on. Two big tournaments that I think a lot of maybe casual tennis fans might be a little bit tuned out to tennis after the Aussie Open, but these are two very big events, two 500 level events. Let's start with Rotterdam. The field is absolutely loaded there. It starts at the top of the draw with Carlos Alcaraz. This is his first time ever playing Rotterdam. The last couple years, he's been down in South America playing the Golden Swing. He's played Buenos Aires and Rio de Janeiro before he's gone on to play Indian Wells. But did you guys, Jack, I think I know the answer, by the way, for all of us, but I'll start with you, Jack. Did you ever go to Europe after the Aussie Open and play that indoor swing at all? I mean, I think the answer is no. I can't remember you doing that.
Yeah, no. The most traveling we ever did was you and I going down to Rio, which I think we both regret for sure. But yeah, no. Never played the indoor stuff either. Yeah, stayed stateside always.
Stevie, Sam, you guys stayed always in the States as well, right?
Yeah, never even considered leaving the continuous 48 down here in America. So was never going to go to Rotterdam or Rio, that's for sure.
Yeah, same.
I think it's contiguous.
Is it? It's continuous 48.
It's contiguous.
All right.
Anyways,
learn something new every day.
Learning everything every day. No, I never got an offer to play it. Never even thought about playing it. Also, those tournaments are so tough. Rotterdam, the top 8 seeds,
It's ridiculous.
8 seeds 21. Like it's guys ranked 1 to 21, seeded 8. That was always like the toughest, one of the toughest 500s. And then Dubai was always like such a tough 500. So no, I stayed away from that. Stayed in my lane. Stayed in the States.
Yeah, so I mentioned Carlos. He's playing Rotterdam this week, potentially playing Dubai, of course, before Indian Wells. What do you guys think about him deciding to stay indoors and staying in Europe when, as I mentioned, in the previous couple of years, he's played the South American swing? Obviously, a lot of that's money related. I'm sure he's getting paid handsomely in Rotterdam as well. But do you guys think him, I guess, staying in Europe is just a decision to sort of just rest his body a bit, not travel as much? Let's play a couple big, of course, one big one, Rotterdam, maybe Dubai before we get to Indian Wells. Do you guys like that decision for Carlos as opposed to playing on clay in Buenos Aires and Rio as he did before? Sam, what do you think about that?
100%. He's going to get a massive appearance fee wherever he wants all over the world. So he basically has, it's the same decision that like a guy ranked 70 has who's not getting an appearance fee anywhere. Go play where you want. And so if you're him, you've got Indian Wells in Miami coming up after these. Why not stay and play 2 massive hard court events that are closer to home? At the end of last year, he did some of those exhibitions in the U.S. He travels a lot already. He probably does other traveling that we don't even know about for sponsors. So why not make your life as simple as possible? Go play massive 500s that are an hour flight from you, a 3-hour flight to Dubai, and keep things as easy as possible.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like, Stevie, like, I don't find Carlos, this is my opinion, I don't think he can play on all surfaces. We know that, but I don't think he's better on clay than he is indoor hard. I think you're splitting hairs if you're saying one surface is better than the other. So I'm with Sam. I like him staying in Europe, trying to pick up a 500 title, getting some momentum that way before coming over to the United States and playing Indian Wells.
He doesn't pick a tournament because he's going to be better on one surface like most of us would pick in that scenario. He can win any tournament, any surface, any country, you name it. But maybe he has a little mental scar tissue. He did roll his ankle down in the Golden Swing last year. So maybe that's on his mind. He doesn't want to get hurt again, which is, I would think, be a silly reason not to go. But for him, it just doesn't matter. He's picked his schedule a year ago at this point, while these tournaments are doing their appearance fees, planning their schedule, doing all their marketing and whatnot. So it's not like he just chose to go to Rotterdam. I would say 6 weeks ago when the deadline came out, this was a process long before, I'm going to say summer last year, US Open last year, where he decided to do this swing instead of the Golden Swing down in South America. So, but he has no issues whatsoever. He can pick whatever tournament, wherever in the world, and he is going to be just fine.
Yeah, it's not like Carlos is going on Player Zone and putting option 1,
Rotterdam.
No. Option 2, Buenos Aires to see which one I
think
get
he's
into.
Good either way.
Yeah, Sam mentioned when you're 70 in the world, that's how the entry system works. You go on Player Zone. You don't know if you're in that bubblish range around 67 in the world. You don't know which tournaments you're going to get into. You don't know how the cut's going to shake out. So you enter. You have a priority number 1. Is that right, Stevie? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I will give some context here because I was probably the only guy in this scenario a lot of the time. Like I was spent more time, around, let's call it 50 or 60 or whatever it was. Even when there was these tournaments, I never, ever put a second option in Europe while there was tournaments going on in the States. Like if I didn't get into Delray main draw or Dallas main draw or whatever, I was not going to Europe to play main draw if I snuck in. It was just one of those things. I just was more comfortable here and I wouldn't want to go, cross the, Atlantic 3 times in a matter of 2 weeks to go play, Montpellier or whatever it was to come back. So
sometimes you would see a European though.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like you would see a guy play, the first week and then play Delray, then go back to Europe, then come back to Indian Wells. And it just didn't make sense. But for me, I was always just option 1, was never, once you get to Europe and there's like multiple tournaments in Europe, like pre-French Open or pre-Wimby, like then you kind of do like the option 1, option 2 to see where you get in. But for the most part, it was just see a tournament in the States, play a tournament in the States, because that's where I was most comfortable.
Yeah, I think that applied to us the week before slams, like the French Open and Wimbledon. Whether you're going to play Mallorca at Eastbourne or Nice or
Lyon
or whatever. Yeah, see which one you get into. The cuts are typically pretty tough there. Jack and I have some experience in the Golden Swing. This one year, I just real quick to tell a quick story. Me, Sam, and Stevie were playing an exhibition in Nashville.
I wasn't there, but I felt like I was there.
Okay, well, it was me, Sam, and the Bryan brothers. And the Memphis event was 2 days after we played in Nashville. And you guys rented a car or something and drove to Memphis. I had to fly from Nashville back to Tampa and then fly all the way down to Buenos Aires because I decided to go play on South American clay as opposed to indoor hard court. Not a great decision.
Can I cut you real quick? You're getting paid to go play down there.
Yeah, let
the listeners know that you're not just like voluntarily going to South America over Memphis.
He would have been paid in Memphis too.
You know what? In retrospect, I really don't think it was a horrible decision. I'm actually pretty good on clay when it's really hot and it's hot down there.
I'm going to ask Jack. Worst decision of your career to go down there instead of playing Memphis Delray?
If I did it over again, I would not double down on the Rio play and go down to South America.
Worst choice you guys could have made.
No, what if John made like a semi and Jack made a semi? Then you would have been like, oh, the swing wasn't that bad.
Thank you, Sam.
No. You guys played on Saturday. The Carolina Panthers were in the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Yeah.
One of John's favorite teams. He could have gone to the game and then played on Memphis on Thursday night. Instead, he decided to fly Super Bowl Sunday to Rio and probably miss the game or have to watch it on the plane. Am I mistaken on that?
Horrible decision then.
So that's an even worse decision.
Panthers lost,
here's what happened.
Okay,
I didn't want to fly during the Super Bowl, so I left for Buenos Aires on Monday, and I landed on Tuesday, and they played me Wednesday. I mean, it was ridiculous, like the turnaround, because I didn't want to fly I should have anyways, but because the Panthers didn't play that well. But Jack, great fellowship, joined me in Rio, and even though we both lost first round. I cramped. I'll never forget this. I cramped. Here it is. Against Guido Pela. I lost 7-6 in the third, 10-8 in the breaker. I had match point, and I played a good point. I set it up. I had a volley in the open court. I'll never forget this. And I had the backhand volley just to put it in the open court. I'm going to hit the volley, and my forearm, as soon as I go to hit the volley, it cramped. And so instead of, just like nice solid firm wrist, like just put the volley away, it went like this, and I couldn't hit the ball. And of course I lost after that. It was like 6-5 in the tiebreaker or something. And that was a horrible experience. And I was so jealous of you guys playing indoors in the States. I was cramping in Rio de Janeiro. It was so
Do you guys
hot
feel like
down
John's volleys, like your backhand volley, like a normal one was like kind of average, but if it was like a tough backhand volley, you were really good at it. Like stabs or like tough field shots, you were like unreal at it. But just like your run-of-the-mill backhand volley was very average from you.
He has unbelievable two-handed backhand topspin half volley pickup.
Yeah, you're
Maybe
so good
the
at that.
most underrated
I was
part
the
of his
best
game.
of all time at that.
It's unreal.
One of the best
I'm
ever.
dead serious.
No,
Thank
no,
you. Thank you, Jack.
Being dead serious as well. I'm not joking.
I know.
And just the two-handed backhand volley and doubles too, and he's going over to poach you and just like goes thickly. He's got to go over and just like roll something out of the
He's
air.
good at it.
Like really a 3-5 league on Wednesday morning.
Yeah. But Jack and I had great fellowship back to Rio. Beautiful tournament. It's just hot as Hades down there.
I mean, I would say that helicopter ride, whatever we did around the
Christ the Redeemer.
the whole
Yeah.
thing. That I mean, the experience was really cool. The tennis and tournament should have stayed in Memphis.
It was tough. I remember I was down there when. Do you guys remember the Zika scare?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you guys remember my physio, Clint Cordial. He was deathly afraid. We would go out to dinner in Rio, and it's so hot even at night. I mean, you get a little bit of breeze once the sun goes down, and he's just full like Unabomber. Like the only thing you can see is his nose and his eyes and his mouth so he can eat. So fully covered up so he doesn't get bit by a mosquito. We had that going on. Do you remember that, Jack? During Rio, the Zika
absolutely,
scare
yeah.
was going on. So
He's like going to a hazmat suit to the courts and everything.
it's unbelievable.
Memphis was great, but it's not like Memphis was like the coolest event of all time. You missed like Indian Wells or Houston. You missed Memphis. It was like
For an American, it was fantastic. It was very run-of-the-mill, however. It was convenient. You were there. You walked to the courts. There was a great Whole Foods, couple good rest. Houston's right next to it. Like, it was convenient for us. I wouldn't say it was a place I'd like to vacation and go back to, that specific venue in Memphis, but very convenient. Great, like, old-school locker room, had that hot tub in there.
it's one of the few tournaments, if you won it, you got a parking spot right in the front.
Talking about Memphis, that's a perfect segue to what's going on here in Dallas, because Memphis turned into the New York Open. Now the New York Open has now moved to Dallas, and it's an ATP 500. It's played at the Dallas Cowboys world headquarters, which is absolutely incredible. I'm going to be up there later today, and I'm going to be up there a lot this week. 500 level event in Frisco, played at the Ford Center with the Dallas Cowboys, partnered with the tournament. This tournament is doing, in my mind, doing amazing. Tickets have been excellent. 7 of the top 9 Americans are here in Dallas. Just like we talked about, like if there was a big tournament in the States, like of course we're not going to, we're not going to leave the States to go compete elsewhere. Same thing is to be said for the Americans now. Fritz, Paul, Tiafoe, Shelton, Mickelson. I'm missing a few. I'm just named 5 on the top of my head. All playing here. Did you guys feel extra pressure, like when we would go to play Memphis and all the best Americans were there to, I guess, compete and try to get your year off to a good start? Obviously, it's early in the season, but tournaments were tough in the States. All the Americans were there, and you're so familiar with everyone's games. Did you guys feel pressure playing those early on tournaments like in Memphis, like we have here in Dallas right now? Jack, let me start with you. Did you feel pressure when all your buddies were in the same tournament?
I mean, maybe a little bit for sure. I think everyone wants to do well. I'm not like showing up to the tournament like, oh, I hope my results need to be better this week than the other Americans here. Obviously, if it worked out that way, great. I thought they were exciting more than anything. You get to be there with all your buddies, like all familiar faces. You're in the States playing in front of fans that are, more than likely there to watch you instead of the other player, which happens around the world, wherever else we go. So, no, I always look forward to the American tournaments and being with you guys and all of it. So, not really extra pressure, to be honest.
Sam, what about you?
No extra pressure. I almost felt more pressure the opposite. If you were playing a tournament in America and you were one of 2 Americans, not that you felt pressure, but let's say you're down to the quarterfinals in Winston-Salem or Houston or Newport, and you were the only American left and you lost. You kind of felt like you maybe didn't let anyone down, but you were like bummed for the fans, because generally playing in America, the fans would want to cheer for American. And if there was a bunch of you in the draw, like most likely someone's going to pop through to the semis, finals, or win it. If you were the only one and then you lost, and then there would be like, not to call guys random, but like 4 semi-random non-Americans in the event, you felt like you let the people down a little bit.
I'm with Sam on that one. That's actually a good point. You did feel more pressure that way, because not that, you were anybody's like favorite player per se, but if you were an American in a final in one of these tournaments, like you generally got the crowd support over, a foreigner. But I didn't feel any extra pressure coming to these. It kind of depended how Australia went. If it went poorly and you went, 0-2, 0-3, there was a couple years I did that. It was like, I'm going to go at the time, Memphis, then, New York, Dallas, like I'm going to die on this court to get a win. Like I'm not going to go to mid-February without a match win. So it's just it was really dependent for me how Australia went, how my mental state was. If I'd won a bunch of matches, I wasn't as nervous, not as nervous, but like as keen on I need to make a quarter or a semi or a final at one of these tournaments. You just wanted to kind of keep building momentum. But great events that kind of kick off the U.S. swing for us, which we get to stay in a long time through Houston. So it was always good events for me. And I got to stay at great housing in Dallas.
When the tournament was up here, when it was played at SMU, Stevie would always stay at my in-laws' house in their back house. There's a nice little humble abode back there. And Sam, you one year, in retrospect, I think this was a mistake because you and your family stayed with us.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you also remember, Sam, we almost played each other. It would have been crazy awkward. We're obviously we're great friends, but you're staying at my house and I got to play you in a match later that night.
I lost to Kevin Anderson first round.
Okay, there you go. And I played Kevin. Yes. So we almost played each other, but Sam and his two kids, my crew as well, and the house was like bursting at the seams, and there was a lot going on. Wasn't that much of a relaxed atmosphere at my crib. Maddie and I went to dinner one night, and we asked Sam to. This is fun. We asked Sam to just look after our little dogs, just make sure they don't die, and he did the exact opposite of that. And Sam, you almost killed our little brown dog.
It was when you were playing Kevin Anderson.
Okay,
On Wednesday night.
My bad.
We stayed at the house. We're watching the kids. We had some chicken, a nice chicken was on the table, and we ate it, and the carcass was still on the table, And we had to go upstairs because we had to put all the kids away. There wasn't a lot of times you put the kids down and then you go downstairs and clean up the kitchen. We do that. We come downstairs. I look downstairs, and you had this little dog, Nina. She was about the same size as the chicken carcass, and she's up on the table. This dog was not well trained or behaved, so it's climbed up on the chair, then on the table, and it's eating the chicken carcass. And it's oh no, and think nothing of it, right? We kind of to get her off the table, put her down, clean the kitchen, and then next thing you know, 30 minutes go by. She's over in the living room, it looks like she's regurgitating the chicken, and she's oh man. I've been making fun of this dog to Isner for years, and he probably thinks I intentionally fed it a bunch of chicken bones. I thought she was going to die on my watch for a little bit, and then she fortunately made it. And then I don't think I told you till weeks later, in case she did die,
of course,
later that day or the next day. I was going to take no responsibility for it, but she ended up living, and then I was able to tell you the story.
Is that a friendship ender for you, John, or
Wow.
no?
No, because it wasn't. He didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Sam hates dogs.
He hates dogs, but
She
it
was
wasn't.
40
It wasn't
years
that.
old.
Yeah, she was resourceful.
She's the best.
She was resourceful. Yeah, Nina. She was the biggest grinder ever. But anyways, that's it. Great story, Sam. I would have. I don't know if I'd be talking to Sam if Nina did pass away under his watch, but she didn't. She grinded through it. Maybe got rid of those chicken bones a few days later. But that's it. Rotterdam, Dallas coming up. Dallas in particular, we talked about. I think it's a fantastic tournament. Great field. Tommy Paul, defending champion, won it as a 250 last year, so he's coming back trying to defend his title.
Hottest guy on tour, Tommy Paul.
Say what?
Hottest guy on tour, Tommy Paul.
You think Tommy's the hottest guy on tour?
Thought that's what you said.
You don't think so?
That's a pretty good call.
Odd segue there. We're talking tennis, but he's an attractive man. Yeah.
Is there any guy hotter than Tommy on tour? I bet Ben Shelton head-to-head versus Tommy Paul gets more votes for hotter guy.
Wait, you're saying Ben
What?
will?
Yeah, I think
You
so.
just said
But-
Tommy was.
But your personal
I would
opinion is Tommy.
Yeah, I'm changing it. No, my personal opinion would be Tommy. I'm thinking if you just did a vote, I think Ben Shelton gets more votes than Tommy for hotter guy.
No chance.
No. I'm with you, Sam. Tommy's number one.
I don't know, dude. Ben, there's a lot of I feel like it gets the younger crowd.
No.
He's got a lot going on, but I just think Tommy, it's tough to.
It's good to be young, really good at tennis, good looking. They're grabbing, life by the horns here. They're going to be just fine.
I hear Jack Draper's name in there a decent bit.
It's a really good one.
He does go with the British Vogue photo shoots.
Yeah,
He does pull it off well.
What about Berrettini?
I got one caveat though for Berrettini. This is going to sound weird, but he's got to wear pants. His legs are so bad.
God.
They're like skinny. Like if he wears like a nice Hugo Boss pants with like a top, he is very attractive with the legs.
Yeah, game over.
He needs to hit the gym a little. Those calves are tiny.
I feel like Musetti gets an honorable mention pre-haircut. He shaved his hair.
Pre-haircut.
Long hair Musetti.
Zhang Zhizhen.
This is your guy.
Let me tell you why.
Is this your underrated guy?
Yeah, I think so. He's got that cool ponytail. There's 1 billion people in China. 500 million are women. I bet 200 million think he's hot.
So you're doing a numbers game.
I don't think 200 million people know him.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, that's not the. I'm just saying. You just showed a photo.
Okay.
Oh, Samuel.
TP versus Ben Shelton. Just put the poll up.
Tommy.
I think Tommy destroys that.
No, I think Ben gets it.
We could do like an 8-man draw, like Tommy Paul #1 seed versus like #8 seed Musetti.
Yeah, that's good.
And then you put Berrettini at the bottom, like the 2 seed versus
Fritz, I think, is on the
Fritzy.
list.
Yeah,
Fritzy's on the list.
Fritzy's like the 7 seed.
He's like a runway model.
Yeah, I think Draper could be the 3 seed versus #6 Grigor. And then we need a 4-5 matchup.
You give like a wild card to anyone?
I was just saying, who we got to give a wild card to?
Zhang.
Maybe like Kakanakis. He's got some style.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
A
we
little
can
late,
maybe
that
mix around
thigh
the
tag.
seeding. I feel like Tanasi's a 6 or 7 seed.
We need like
Yeah.
do we need like a bad boy in there though? Maybe do we need like a little like
Yeah. There isn't really like a bad boy
yeah no
who like rolls up on a Harley. 8-man draw for that is good.
Yeah, I like that. We'll come up with it. I think we put Tommy at the top of the draw, Berrettini at the bottom.
Yeah. See how it plays out.
All right. Well, enough talking about everyone's good looks on the men's tour. But I do think the men's tour is right now is flush with a lot of attractive players' game style and players pleasant to the eye, and that bodes well for the men's game going forward. So, anyways, all right. So mentioned at the beginning, we were going to do a snake draft with the current crop of U.S. men's players. We like doing snake drafts here at Nothing Major. All 4 of us are going to choose a team because Davis Cup qualifying just happened last week. It was all over the world. There was some crazy stuff that happened. Did you guys see?
Crazy.
Can we talk about that actually real quick?
Yes.
There was the Zuzu Bergs versus Garin match. He breaks at 5-all in the third, and he goes nuts. And as they're changing ends, he knocks Garin, knocked him out. Not knocked him out cold, but Garin.
Have you ever seen a bigger flop than Garin?
There was a big flop.
2 things can be true at the same time there.
That was like South American European soccer
no.
flop. That was the weakest thing I've ever seen from Garin.
You know what? The more I think about it, Bergs was out of control, obviously, but don't flop like that.
Oh, it was such a bad look.
And then get defaulted.
Yeah.
2 things can be true. Bergs probably should have been defaulted by the letter of the law, and Garin should be tough enough to get up and go play. Right?
Yeah. Jack, afterwards when Garin was on the ground, he refused to go. He said he was too injured.
Yeah, he kept getting
and then
time
just got a
violations.
time violation, got a game penalty, and match was over.
Yeah. That was to end the tie.
what I saw like the I saw like the incident.
They didn't play the 6-5 game?
No. Garin just didn't get up, so it was time violation, love 15, time violation, love 30, time violation, love 40, game.
That's so weak from Garin. That is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
You put the photo on Instagram after, it didn't do him justice. Somebody should have punched him, I think, to make it look better. It was just kind of like a little red. I think you should get up and play, but personally.
And then there was another heated altercation. It was Arthur Fees, who, by the way, we might need to put him in the.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, he's
8-man
pretty
draw.
smooth.
We kind of forgot about him.
All right.
He's
bump
smooth.
out
Arthur
Kakanakis
Fees.
and put in Arthur Fees.
Yeah, there we go. And against, I hope I get this name right, because his name is not Seboth Wild. It's Savoch Vield.
Dude, he's so smooth.
I kind of like him. Anyways, they had there was some controversy where they were they both ended a point up at the net. Fees went at him, and Savoch Vield got out of the way. And the umpire said that it hit his racket, and the ball went long. It did not hit his racket. By the way, they gave Fees the point. It was a big point in the match, and those two went at it after the match.
I feel like just let these guys fight it out. Walk to the locker room, match is over, let's go. Let's solve our problems. Enough of this, finger pointing and stuff. You got 2 teams there, get in the locker room and solve your problems. Be done with it.
It was tough. Sabuth was going up to Fees, tell them, the ball didn't touch my racket. I don't think that's really Arthur's job to say, maybe he wasn't looking. He doesn't know.
this is a point I made, I don't know, whatever it was, a few weeks ago or during the Aussie Open. Like, you have the cameras. Literally look at it and get it right. Like, regardless of the situation, it'll take 3 seconds. Look back. It didn't hit him. Like, there's 10,000 cameras there. Like, how do we not get that right?
The ball didn't redirect.
No, I don't think so either. But I'm saying, like, they could just look back and be like, did it touch it? No. Like, slow it down, get it done. Like, that's an easy fix. Like, this is things that we shouldn't get wrong in tennis anymore.
What's the closest you guys have ever come to an altercation on the court? And Jack, I want to start with you because I know you've been, you've probably been the closest of us four, and I've been a part of that in some doubles matches with you. But what is the closest, whether it's doubles, singles, that you've ever been to like a real like heated altercation where maybe even could have escalated past that?
I think Houston against one Feliciano Lopez, who he was still playing, would probably be in the hot guy draw that we're gonna make. But yeah, Houston one year we never liked each other, whether it was singles or doubles. I don't know why. I think the way he carries himself around and everything just always rubbed me the wrong way. And then Houston one year we were playing like the late match. We might have almost like bumped shoulders, changing sides, like on a changeover walking by. And then we're just basically just barking at each other during the match, which I wasn't shy of doing, I think, at times. And then it actually carried into like locker room after, like Houston night match. There's no one there. It's just you and the other guy in the locker room. He's standing there with his one leg up on the bench and one leg down and just yelling, like going off at me. And I think he's going off at my coach. And I think I said something like, enjoy your flight back to Europe, I think, on the way out or something. And yeah. So, I mean, should have done it. Shouldn't have gotten that far, but we always had tension for sure when we played each other.
All right, Stevie, I want to go to you next.
Well, Sam doesn't have any.
I have one kind of, but it was in practice.
Yeah, I'm with Sam. I had one guy I couldn't really stand, but Stevie, what about you?
Yeah, I had a couple. This only was the fact that when people were, let's say, skirting the rules, and I did not care for that. I mean, I was always at least play, straight up, and had an issue with Medvedev one year in DC. This was young Medvedev, like young. I want to say 2017 maybe-ish, like around there. So he was doing shenanigans, like calling injury timeouts, taking 20 minutes with the doctor. And he had been doing this like all summer. So I had like, it wasn't even against me. It was like, he did it against Grigor at Queens. He did it like all these guys where it was just like, enough is enough. And I kind of snapped. I mean, it was like midnight, one of those DC days.
Yeah.
Where it raining, and we're the last match out there. I'm up a set and a break. He takes literally a 25-minute like injury timeout because he's like, I can't breathe. I need a doctor. Like, I'm going to die. So I'm like, all right, like, whatever, like, just retire and we'll get out of here. He comes out and he's like Usain Bolt the next 90 minutes. Bad sign for me. I lose 7-6 in the third. Kind of get to the net, have a few choice words, continue to have more choice words. I was basically just like, I don't want Charlie to bleep too much out here, but I was basically like, you are an absolute moron. Like, that's, play by the rules, like whatever kind of thing. We get back to the locker room and I completely lost it. Got a heavy fine. Coach CB basically had to carry me out of the locker room. I lost it. I mean, it was like 1 a.m. at that point. Like, I just snapped, like fully had snapped. And we've since reconciled our differences, and now big fan of the guy. So
Medvedev's the man. We need him on the pod so bad.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge
We
fan.
all love Medvedev.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. It's good that y'all buried the hatchet there.
Yeah, no. I mean, because it was actually like we played in the finals of Winston-Salem a year later, maybe, and he was like, you take the plane up after, like you take like a private plane, and he was basically like, hey man, like my bad, like I shouldn't have done that, like kind of thing. Like I was junior-ish, right? And then I was like, hey man, like all good, like that's all I care about. I don't care if I lose, like I have no problem losing, but when you do like the circus show of getting a win, I did not care for.
Yeah. Oh, with you, Sam, you and I we kind of were vanilla.
Yeah, it's not even worth like just a couple like
not even worth talking about.
You guys are too nice. Jack and I weren't afraid to bark.
I wasn't a big fan of Gulbis.
I love Gulbis.
Yeah, me too. Man. I liked Gulbis.
What's the like about that guy?
Mine was just like me and Mackie McDonald yelling at Shopalov at Wimbledon.
Oh, I was like, you and Mackie are getting
no, Mackie and I were teammates. but that was it.
All
it
right.
wasn't anything.
Enough of that. Enough of that. I did want to hear from Jack and Stevie as the I think contentious guys.
We can go by a fireside chat. I can really go into the details.
Yeah,
one day.
Right. But I did bury the lead there. I opened this segment with our Davis Cup snake draft, and we got all sorts of sideways. But what we're gonna do a snake draft like we always do. Here's the order. I'm just gonna say the order. It's gonna be Stevie, Jack, myself, Sam. You're last.
All right. Whatever.
This is how it works. You get 2 picks at number 4. Fair enough. There's a lot of talent on the men's side for the United States. So I don't think the number 4 pick's horrible. We're going to each pick 3 players of the current crop of men's players to create our Davis Cup teams. And reminder, the format for the new Davis Cup is 2 singles matches and 1 doubles match, right? It's 2 out of 3.
Correct.
2 out of 3. Yeah. So, all right. So we each get 3 players to make up our Davis Cup team, again, with the current crop of United States men's players. So let's do that. I think this is actually a good debate. This was, again, submitted via Instagram, and I think it's actually a great hypothetical. So, Stevie, let's start with you, your number 1 pick to lead your Davis Cup squad.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty simple choice. It's going to be Fritz.
Yep.
Nothing needs to be said there.
Let me cross him off my list.
Gosh, I mean, I'm going to go with Shelton, actually, because I think his doubles, he's the hybrid guy, singles, doubles, and played college tennis, has the energy. He's going to be good to go.
I'll go Tommy.
I'm going Seb Korda, and then I am going to I'm taking Mickelson right now. Well, you guys look at me. He's ranked like 40.
No, I'm good. Great
Stevie
pick.
didn't look. I apologize. Stevie
Great
was
pick.
fine. I got a look from Jack. I hope my team plays Jack's team.
Well, John didn't like it either. Don't call me out.
So I'm up. Well, I'll take Francis.
Oh, really? That's a tough one.
No, I'm just, I thought you would take him. But anyway, so I got Tommy and Francis. Now, Jack, it's up to you.
Give me Nakashima. I'm just going to take
Okay.
good ball striker.
All right, Stevie, 2 picks. Round out your team.
Riley Opelka. Pretty simple. He's going to beat anybody in the world when he's healthy. And he's playing well right now. And this is the tricky one. I'm going to go with the hot hand right now, Kovacevic, just in case. Hits the ball 1,000 miles per hour. He just made a final, and I'm going to take him.
I think I'm going to take Mr. Marcus Giron. I think just another good ball striker, plays tricky, could annoy some people out there with his game style. And
He's a grinder.
I mean, yeah, he's 40 in the world, so.
I'm not loving my doubles right now.
I'm going to get it done in singles, so I don't have to worry about the doubles.
Oh, I know. I mean, I got Tommy and Francis in singles. I go with Dallas boy Austin Krajicek. I mean, it's like we know who the singles players are, like for sure. Like there's no one else playing singles, so I got to try to put a doubles guy in there and mix them up with Tommy or Francis. So I'm gonna go with Austin.
All right, I'm going Ram then. I mean, who do you like playing? Korda and Ram versus like Nakashima Garone?
I like Fritz Opelka versus any of those guys, quite frankly.
Riley loathes doubles. Like he hates it. So all right, we're gonna review the list. So Stevie, you went with Taylor, Riley, and Kovacevic. I don't like a doubles team that you have there. I mean, Taylor's a gamer.
2-0 in singles.
Give me Nakashima. I'm just going to take.
You say Jack, Shelton, Nakashima, Garone. I like your team. I mean, you put
love my
Shelton
team,
and
actually.
Nakashima in doubles. They're going to be good.
Imagine Knox returns and Shelton flying around the court.
Yeah. And I go Tommy, Francis, and Austin Krajicek. And Sam, you went with Sebi Korda, Alex Mickelson, and Rajiv Ram. I mean, all 4 good teams. Me personally, I think I like Jack's the best, then mine, then Stevie. Look at Sam. You're just like
what are you talking about? I mean, Kovacevic is like I wish you would have won that tournament. That's a risky one from SJ.
He's playing well right now, dude.
Couldn't have played better last week. I mean,
he's got big upside.
He had break point at 5-all serve for the match.
Yep.
In the final.
Fun little segment.
Love our snake drafts.
And I think it was worth doing because there's so much depth on the American side right now. So,
is it time to get to the real meat and bones of this recording?
We were saving the best for last, and talked about at the beginning. I talked about Sam and Stevie's pickleball singles match. It was 2 out of 3 to 11. Is that right?
2 out of 3 to 7.
2 out of 3 to 7. I think that Stevie won this match.
What are your thoughts?
Because you're very eager to talk about it.
Yeah.
And Sam has been sort of mum about this whole thing, not mentioning it at all.
Yeah.
And so
Especially after talking all that ish.
I think Stevie won this match. The guys, Charlie and his team at SIFT put together a 7-minute low light video of this match.
I think Stevie wins 8-6 in the third, is my guess.
Can we tell you guys the results or no? Or do you guys want to watch the video first?
No. I want to see this. Stevie, you did say it did go 3 sets.
It did go 3.
Yeah.
It was a bloodbath.
Do you want Stevie and I to tell you what happened in the first set, second set, and we'll watch the third maybe? Or
Let's do that. Great call, Sam.
So first set, we started playing. Mind everyone, we played 36 holes of golf before this, so we're a little tired.
We did.
First set, I came out slow, honestly. I lost the first set 7-5 or 8-6 to Stevie. 8-6 to Stevie. Came back strong, won the second set maybe 7-3.
Yeah.
And then we'll watch the third set together.
We look disappointed.
How'd the body feel? How'd the Achilles feel, Sam?
Achilles felt all right. Stevie faded hard though. You could tell he wasn't putting in any work in the gym or anything.
No preseasons?
No preseasons for this.
I'm excited. I don't know who won. I think Stevie won because he was so excited.
The entire video will be out for people too to watch.
8-6 Stevie, 7-2 Sam.
You guys are about to. Sam's about to
I'm
give you
not
a little booty slap.
Stevie was a poor sport after he lost the second.
Loser will get $1,000, and loser is to hold the 5 people for the podcast.
Has 1,000 been paid?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ginger movement up there.
Oh, what a point.
I can't move.
We were into it, guys.
Oh, it's a good serve.
Okay.
It's all Stevie does.
Oh, gosh, Stevie.
Hit a forehand there.
Dude, I got so tired. I can't move.
Sam's movement is just shocking right now.
Massive point.
Okay.
3-1 right now.
Oh, how do you lose it?
How do I lose this? What do you mean?
I'm saying.
Oh, look at that. Stevie tried to cheat the whole match.
Was that out?
No,
that was
I
it.
called it good.
Okay.
I did cheat the whole match, though, yeah.
Oh, nice, Sam. That was,
I just got you on roll.
that was agile.
No. Oh,
Why didn't you go
there
line,
it is.
dude?
I was just toying with him.
This is my first day playing pickleball, boys. I just had to learn on the fly.
No.
After this, like the second point of the second set, Stevie just like ate it, by the way. We need to find that.
Yeah, I thought I tore both groins, and I thought I was done.
5-1.
Wow. Sam's taking
5-1.
over.
Oh,
Okay.
Does he?
he's not done yet. So here's 6-3.
Just needs to get the ball back.
Okay. That
Look at the movement here by me.
Stevie was done at this point, though. Like the body was toast.
Just tank here. That's over.
Yeah,
I
he
lost.
just tanked it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys had us.
never a doubt.
You guys had us.
I will say Sam won this match first.
Thank you. Good try. Oh, sorry. You're right. Oh, no. Put that hand away from me.
I will say I lost this match second point of the second set when he wrong-footed me and I went down. I honestly thought I should have drove over to like Bob Hope Memorial to see the orthopedic surgeon.
Like RIP your ankles on the court? Wow.
Yeah, Sam won. So get your list together, boys. That's my first and last singles match ever.
Stevie, you're going to DM 5 people of our choice to come on the pod. That's what we settled on, right?
Yes.
Correct.
But it has to be 5 people we actually want to have on. 'Cause I don't want to be that guy to, DM somebody and be like, oh, sorry, we're not going to have you on. That seemed a little mean. I could be wrong, though. It's up to you guys.
You're going to DM Fed, see if he gets back to you?
Totally. Hey, Raj, Steve here.
I wrote down a few ideas that I'd like him to DM.
Let's hear it.
Draper,
For sure.
Medvedev,
Love that.
Jao Fonseca,
Sure.
You okay?
Serena Williams,
Sounds good. She'll never respond.
and Danielle Collins.
She might respond.
Because I'm also trying to throw out people that might respond and could maybe come on.
One of those won't respond. I'll tell you that
Serena
much.
ain't responding to Stevie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's something funny about Stevie reaching out to Serena.
Oh, totally.
I wrote out a full script for Stevie as well.
Can you read that to us?
Yeah.
Hi.
For all of them, are they
Yes.
uniform or are they like?
It's uniform. It's pretty
okay.
much my go-to when I do it. But like,
Okay.
hi, whoever. It's Steve Johnson. Hope you're doing well. As you might know, I have a podcast with John Isner, Jack Sock, and Sam Query called Nothing Major. It's super fun and lighthearted. We've had Wawrinka, Fritz, Bouchard, Jabeur, and many others on already. Would love to have you on if you're interested. No pressure. Let me know. Steve Johnson.
That's good.
Yeah, fair.
He did all the work for you.
Nothing flashy. I've literally done the work for you.
That's great. It's even better. But yeah, I will say, if we go back to the match, John was right. A lot of low lights. The whole thing was 28 minutes, and they pretty much cropped it down to like 5 minutes of playing. So I would say there was a lot of bad singles in there.
Yeah, for sure.
I had an issue, I will say, no strings in the paddle. I kept hitting forehands long. The gut did not bring it down ever. Jack, any thoughts?
Yeah, you just get a lot of wrist work. You just got to turn that thing over. And you got to.
I just could, I hit one, it would just fly out every time. I'm like, wait, there's supposed to be strings in here to
there's
snap this thing down. But
just got carbon fiber and whatever, a core in there I just got to go continental grip and just slap the ball and just try to keep it inside the lines.
I'm going to say something nice about Sam, though. I think he actually could be a better singles player than doubles because his movement, he's so long, he covers more of the court in singles. Doubles, he's too tall. I feel like he gets stuck in these weird positions. Singles, only has to take half a stepping. He can cover the full court.
It's an uphill battle for me.
38-year-old coming off an Achilles tear.
37.
We don't love your pickleball
37.
prospects.
You 40-year-old geezer.
I believe in you.
37-year-old coming off an Achilles tear. We don't love your prospects going forward on the PPA tour, but you could surprise us.
I enjoyed it though. It was fun. I had a good time.
John, Jack, and I need to come up with our 5 people collectively next week so Stevie can reach out.
You can either get them to me and I could surprise you guys next week, or I could see if anybody responds. I can send it out today or tomorrow. Or
I want proof of the screenshot.
Totally. I'm a man of my word.
Slide into Skip Bayless's DMs or something.
Skip Bayless.
We could talk supreme debate.
Let's have fans can ask. Give us a few non-tennis players to reach out to, and then we'll force Stevie to DM that person.
Let's do it. Well played, Sam.
That's it for another episode of Nothing Major. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And for those who are still mooching and listening without subscribing, help us out. You can subscribe on YouTube at Nothing Major Pod. That's where we are on all social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube. Subscribe, leave a review, download our stuff, help us out there. Do not mooch, and come on, join the growing list of Nothing Major fans. We appreciate that. And we have trivia. I also think, before we put a complete bow on this, I think we're onto something with our 8-man hot guy field. We'll come up with the draw, and I think we can have people vote on it. I was just thinking about that. I think we randomly ran across something that could be a big hit. Something. Yeah, for sure. So, anyways, audio of our podcast drops every Friday, and our YouTube video comes out every single Monday. So keep an eye out for that. Again, subscribe, leave a review, leave a comment, help us out that way. Really appreciate it. And we're going to end with trivia. Which player has Stevie Johnson faced the most times in his career? It's certainly not Sam Querrey. You guys have only played one time.
No, 3 times.
3 times.
I wanted y'all to play every single time Craig Boynton was on your bag, and you never, ever did.
It's unbelievable. 6 years.
Never got close. Crazy. Never even had if we both win, we'll play.
Yeah, no, we had a bunch of those.
Oh, never mind then.
We had a bunch of those. We just both of us never won.
I think it's John.
I think it's me too. But Jack, what do you think?
I was gonna say you, or I don't know if it was a Bautista Agut or somebody random.
I actually don't think it's me. I'm gonna pivot. I think it's Kevin Anderson.
My guess is John. I think I've played John the most.
The answer is Jack Sock.
Whoa.
What? Holy cow.
12 times you guys have played?
We played what?
Whoa, what's the overall record? 6-6. Oh, I sense another match in our future.
We'll come up with the draw, and I think we can have people vote on it.
Wait, you know what? We can handicap it. What about pickleball singles? 2 out of 3 to 7. Stevie up 5-0 or 6-0 each game?
No. Let's play 1 game to 15. I'm up 8-0.
You're going to need a 12-0.
All right, I'll take 12.
Honestly, 13. I think 13.
Stevie can slap a winner. I mean,
no, he can't, dude. He can't.
No, I can't.
Oh,
he can't.
He's that bad. Huh?
Yeah, he's that bad. 14 is risky because he could hit a let court.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why you got to do 13. That's why you got to do 13.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to do 14. Yeah, absolutely.
Stevie's up 13-0 on Jack. Jack's an 80% favorite.
80% at 13-0? Do I get a serve?
I get to start serving
normal
now.
rules, starting down 13-0.
Actually, that would be funny, though. If he's up 13-0, I think he could win 15 in a row.
He absolutely could.
Definitely.
I would think he would.
It's a lot of pressure.
And I would give my full effort. I can't move,
It's not a
but
lot
I
of
would give
guys.
full effort.
Stevie is freaking terrible at this game. I don't know why you don't understand that. I know I beat him in 3, but I'm injured. It was late at night. But like, Jack, you're not losing a point to him.
I have played 7 times in my life, so yeah, you're right. In pickle, I actually, didn't see it going any other way, quite frankly. I knew Sam was going to win. It was all false bravado from my behalf.
You guys had us going bad there, though. I actually thought you won for a second.
Yeah, Sam and I have been texting the last 24 hours. Like, these guys are so lost. It's been so funny. I just kept it going.
All right. Beautiful.
Good trivia.
Thank you, everyone,
Wow.
for tuning in.